What is up, YouTube? So I know I promised a awesome video, and yesterday being a sneak peek for it, but once again it was a very long day for me. It is about 6:30 right now. I still have to edit this, get this online, make dinner, make lunches for me and my wife tomorrow for work. Still a lot of things to be done. So I promised that video will come out. That will be Wednesday's video, and I really want to do it, but it's going to take about an hour and a half to film it, and I just don't have that time right now. But today's video, I think is really awesome. You guys may not, but I do. So last night I told you I went to the party, and I was there for a while. Actually, I left a couple times, but it was a tattoo party. And if you guys are not familiar with what a tattoo party is, basically it's just your normal basic party where a tattoo artist just sits there and tattoos throughout the entire time. So I showed up late to begin with, so I didn't want to be rude and push in front of people. So I put it off for a little while, and I was exhausted. So I actually went home and tried to take a nap, wasn't able to. But anyway, I went back way later and didn't get work done until pretty late at night. Came home, and then from a tattoo, having a lot of adrenaline, that I was pretty wired, so I didn't go to bed until around 4 in the morning. So that's why I got such a late start today, on top of all the chores I had to do. But I got a new tattoo. You guys, it's hard to see, but it's right here on top of my skate wrap. And every time I get a new tattoo, I talk about why I got all of my tattoos, the meaning behind them and stuff like that, and I go in depth with that. This time, I'm going to briefly talk about it and then give my suggestions and tips and my experiences with tattoos in the sense of you guys maybe getting one. But let's start with my first tattoo, which is this one. Now, that was my first tattoo, which is the Thrasher logo. I got that because I wanted to show everybody that I was a skater. And after seeing so many people with it who have never skated in their life, that really, got to me, that really bummed me out. So my second tattoo I got would be my skater rat. And I got this one because it is unmistakable. I am a skater to the core, and I will die a skater. I have over a decade into it now, and I wanted to show the world that I will always be a skater. Then my next tattoo, my third one, was this is hard to do, my hand skate logo right here. I got that because I had been on the team for, I want to say, 11 months. And when I scheduled it, it was almost like a week before a year of being on the team. And I didn't want to get it prematurely. I wanted to get it after I knew I was on the team long enough that I would always want to remember it. Because if I was on for a week, then that's something I may not want to remember. But on for a year, I want to remember that for the rest of my life. So I got my hand skate logo done. Then, right before my wedding, 2019, I got this one done, which is my grease monkey. And I got that one because I'm a mechanic. I went to college to be a mechanic, and I now bust my butt 50 hours a week doing mechanical. And up to this point, that was all the tattoos. But let's talk about this one now, the new one. So usually I put a lot of thought into my tattoos. The first one I put a couple years of thought into, and then the next one's about a year each. But this one, I had about a month to prepare, and I really didn't think about it. It was kind of just picked out. And there is some meaning behind it, but not as much as all the other tattoos. I got a skull with a cowboy hat with an ace of spades in the hat. And the reason I did this is because the small amount of meaning behind it is I used to watch westerns with my dad a ton. Like any Clint Eastwood movie, especially the westerns, me and him watch, once a week at least. And I didn't get to spend a ton of time with my dad as a kid. He worked second shift, and because of school, I didn't see him much except on weekends, so I really cherished those little brief moments with him. And then the ace of spades in the hat. I actually used to wear fedoras, but my wife told me to stop wearing them, so I don't wear them anymore. I wear snapbacks now. But I used to wear fedoras, and I actually had an ace of spades I kept in my hat because ace of spades for many years now was believed to be lucky, also believed to be the death card. So I thought I was really cool, and I wore one in there for probably about 4 years. And, she's the reason why I really don't wear my fedoras anymore. But that's really all the meaning behind it. So at the party, my father-in-law asked me, what's the meaning behind it? In the end, I like skulls. I only have the flaming goat skull and the Thrasher tattoo. I don't have a skull really by itself. and I wanted a skull. Also, I didn't want to spend a lot. So let's get into the portion of the video where I talk about tips, tricks, and things to look out for and do with tattoos. So the big thing is cost. You don't want a really cheap tattoo by someone who barely can do it, but most people don't want a really expensive tattoo by someone who's world renowned. I mean, if you have the money, okay. But right now on my body, I have a little under $600 in tattoos, which is not a small amount. And the reason why I got a smaller tattoo by this guy Vince is because he is more expensive. He did my calf tattoo. That was $250. The other three on my arm, excluding the new one, was done by a guy named Justin. All three of them combined are cheaper than my calf tattoo, and they are more work and larger area, but it's the cost of people. So if you're going into a shop and you don't want to spend a ton of money, find out kind of what you can get with the shop minimum. And this leads also into, I believe everybody should get a tattoo. I don't think it should be on your face. I don't think, of course, your profession comes first. So I'm a mechanic. My boss has a tattoo. It is not a big deal. My one coworker is covered in them. And in the mechanics field, it really doesn't matter if you have tattoos. I still won't get them on my face. I probably won't get them on my neck. And I will not cross a point on my body that cannot be covered easily. And that is a rule I've always kept for myself. This is the lowest tattoo now, and that just goes to right about where a long sleeve shirt would just cover. So that's fine with me. But on the subject of also getting tattoos, if you guys are going to get one, either put a lot of thought and meaning into it, or if you just, it's a spur of the moment, someone offers to give you one and they're a really good artist or something like that, get something kind of generic. Not too generic that you'll hate it, like don't get the mustache on the finger, but get a skull, get a butterfly, something that you can live with the rest of your life. There is nothing worse than being bummed out on a tattoo. Because yes, you can cover it, and yes, you can get it lasered, but you don't want to, that's more money. So just pick something. If you're going, I want a tattoo, I don't know what to get, you walk into the shop and you say, give me a skull. And that skull, it's fine. You can look at it the rest of your life and say, I got a skull. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions on tattoos that you want to ask me, like, is it painful? What areas are more painful? How does your body react to that? Anything. Let me know in a comment down below. And as always, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and listening to me ramble on about my tattoos. As always, have a great day, and stay tuned to the bonus clip to see how much I bled, because I rarely ever bleed from tattoos, but this one did. So stay tuned for that picture, and if you guys don't want to see it, then just stop the video here. Have a great day, guys.